If you are a Republican candidate running in a swing state, you don't want Elon Musk anywhere near you.
All righty, buddy. There's been a shift in the political tides, so to speak. We have a segment here from CNN, and they are talking about the special elections we had last night. There were a couple of elections, I think three notable elections. There were a couple in Florida, and there was a very key Wisconsin Supreme Court race where we got those results last night, and the liberal candidate won in an absolute devastating landslide. This was a race that Elon Musk had poured millions of dollars in, was on the ground, handing out $1 million checks illegally, basically bribing and trying to buy the election right out from underneath the Wisconsin population. But they said, no, thank you. So let's go ahead and tune in, see what Harry Enton has to say about this. And here we go.
This morning, you can find some Democrats smiling, maybe for the first time in the last few months. That's after some good special election results, an outright win in Wisconsin, and some better margins in the state of Florida. So what does it all mean and what really happened? CNN Chief Data Analyst Harry Enton is here. Let's start with a little bit of Wisconsin, right? An amuse-bouche on Wisconsin. This was a race. Elon Musk spent big in this race to sway the Supreme Court race there. And he also went to Wisconsin, which may, honestly, have backfired.
Yeah, I think it may have backfired. Look, I think if there's one thing we should be taking away from the results in Wisconsin and the polling that we have from Wisconsin and national, if you are a Republican candidate running in a swing state, you don't want Elon Musk anywhere near you. Yes, maybe you like the money, but you do not want his presence in your state. Why is that? Elon Musk, simply put, is an unpopular guy. He is political poison. Look in Wisconsin, his net favorable rating, minus 12 points, 12 points underwater. That is an even worse number when you look nationally. Look at that. It's minus 17 points. So if there's one big lesson to take away from Wisconsin is Elon Musk does not help Republicans when he shows up. If anything, the data suggests that he hurts them. Republicans, stay clear of Elon Musk if you want to win in a swing state, at least in terms of his physical appearance in your state.
All right, what did we see in terms of swings in Florida?
What do we see in the terms of swings in Florida? You know, we were talking about Florida 6, and you can see it here. The election margins in the U.S. House District, Donald Trump won the 6 by 30 points. Last night, what did we see? We saw the Republican Randy Fine win by 14. That's a swing of 16 points. But that's not anywhere near the swing we saw in Florida 1. Look at that. Donald Trump won it by 37 points. The Republican won last night, but only by 15. That's a 22-point swing. We're talking about an average 19-point swing from the baseline back in 2024 in just a matter of 4 or 5 months. These are massive shifts. These are massive shifts to the left. Democrats really have to like this, even if the Republicans add it to their majority in terms of what this potentially means down the road. You take this type of swing, you put it on some swing districts, that's very good news for Democrats.
Now, all of us who have this certain political sickness over the last 24 hours, we're talking about Kansas, Harry. Why are we focused on Kansas?
Kansas is on my mind, and it's not just because I want to go home Toto. Look at this. Kansas 4th District election margins. If you go back in time to 2017, what did we see? You know, you remember back in 2016, Donald Trump won the 4th District by 27 points. And then all of a sudden, this ruby red district, Ron Estes won in April of 2017, but just by 6. Ergo, a 21-point swing. Very similar to that average 19-point swing we saw in those deep red districts last night in Florida. And then you say, okay, this tells us something about the political environment going into 2018, where Republicans, of course, lost. And, of course, generally speaking, we look back, special elections and midterm results. If a party outperforms in a special election since 2005, 5 out of 5 times they won and win the U.S. House. Perhaps last night in Florida is a sign of things to come.
And again, it's an explanation of why Elise Stefanik is not going to be the ambassador to the United Nations. All right, Harry, and thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Harry. Yeah, Elise Stefanik was going to leave her post in the House and become, go and join the Trump administration and to some effect as ambassador. But obviously, if you are having 20-point swings on average, then you cannot risk that. Obviously, if the margin is just of a vote or two, you can't lose that. That would be insane. So, yeah, I mean, I honestly, in a weird way, I'm a little bit disappointed. Like my surprising takeaway is that I'm a bit disappointed. The reason being, this seems like a trend that's just kind of normal, that it's happened before. As they pointed out, it happened similarly in 2017 with those special elections in Kansas. So, we might not be seeing something that's really out of the ordinary. My initial read on it was that this was something extraordinary, out of the ordinary, that we're having this big left-wing grassroots movement Tea Party movement coming up. Obviously, we didn't really see that after 2017. It's sort of business as usual. We went back to Joe Biden after that. So I'm hoping we don't just have the same sort of cycle repeating itself, like milquetoast Democrat, Barack Obama, to full fascist Trump, to milquetoast Democrat Joe Biden, to fascist Trump, to back to milquetoast Democrat. Hopefully we don't go there. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the elections last night. Wisconsin, they didn't get to that, but obviously the major win in the Supreme Court in Wisconsin. Elon Musk, absolutely poison and unpopular, and we love to see it.